Do you think it's fair that someone should be incarcerated for 13 years for a small possession of marijuana?
In October 2010, a father of 7 was with 2 previous nonviolent offenses, which was charged with 13 years in prison because of small possession of marijuana. For 13 years, his children will be childless. If you think this is unfair, you're in the majority. According to a 2016 Gallup poll, public support for the legalization of marijuana is at 60%, a high in Gallup's 47-year trend.
It's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and we can now say with confidence that Massachusetts has legalized marijuana. It's going to be a close call in Maine, but both are leaning in favor of legalization.
This just in, California has passed Proposition 64, legalizing the recreational use of marijuana. Nevada is expected to follow suit.
I'm Frances Young, a DEA judge, and I believe in strictly medical terms that marijuana is far safer to consume than many foods. For example, eating 10 raw potatoes can result in toxicity. By comparison, there's no amount of marijuana that you can consume to induce death. Marijuana in its purest form is one of the safest therapeutically active substances known to man.
I'm Alexa, and I want to ask you, is it the truth that marijuana is as dangerous as its classification of Schedule 1 implies? Schedule 1 drugs are described as addictive, with no medical value. Examples include heroin, ecstasy, and LSD. Marijuana, however, has a rich history of medical use, from Queen Victoria using it to relieve her menstrual pain, to President Kennedy using it to reduce his back pain. Unfortunately, marijuana's medical potential has been limited due to its classification as a Schedule 1 drug. However, medical marijuana has still been shown to be able to treat conditions such as a rare form of epilepsy that has no known cure. Furthermore, unlike other drugs such as alcohol, no studies have shown any brain abnormalities with daily marijuana intake. Many who oppose the legalization of marijuana posit that it will lead to dangerous driving. But using that logic, shouldn't all drugs that impair driving be illegal, such as Ambien, a sleeping pill that can double the risk of a car crash? Yet Ambien is still a Class 4 drug. If marijuana was legalized, the public could be better educated about the risks of using marijuana and driving, and more research and laws would follow.
Hey y'all, I'm Attorney General Jeff Sessions, and I'm here to tell you that using marijuana is only slightly less awful than using heroin.
Only slightly less awful than using heroin? This attitude persists because of policies passed in the 20th century that politicized cannabis. My name is Daniel, and I'm here to answer the question, will it build goodwill or better friendships? Presidents Reagan and George H.W. Bush intensified the drug war that Nixon started. From 1981 to 1993, the drug law enforcement budget increased from $855 million to $7.8 billion. Legalizing cannabis on a federal level would significantly diminish the amount of money we spend on a pointless drug war. So yes, it will build goodwill and better friendships by bringing peace to this long, drawn-out campaign.
Is it fair to all concerned? My name is Josephina, and I believe that the government's war on marijuana has had a serious social impact.
According to the ACLU, or the American Civil Liberties Union, marijuana arrests account for over half of all drug arrests in the United States. The arrest data shows one consistent trend: significant racial bias.
Today, Black and brown communities are still disproportionately targeted by laws criminalizing marijuana. Legalizing marijuana is a step for racial justice and economic empowerment. Today, we are stripping our fellow citizens of their liberty based on laws we know to be untrue, laws that are rooted in bigotry and fiction that destabilize entire communities every day. Legalizing marijuana is a step that we need to take, and even if you've never been high in your life.
Good afternoon, my name is Eddie, and I'll be telling you why legalizing cannabis will benefit all of you economically and benefit all concerned. During the 2015 to 2016 fiscal year, $20 billion were raised from the justice tax on cannabis alone, and that money benefited diverse sectors across the state, such as education and public health.
Flash forward to the year 2020.
Breaking news! Cannabis is now legal nationwide.
Marijuana is now used to treat over 100 diseases.
Half the population in prison a decade ago is now being released or in the process of being released.
President Bernie Sanders signs an executive order to effectively end the war on drugs.
Thank you.
Thank you.